Moon Prism Power Makeup. I've always wanted to do that. Well, hello, doll lovers. It's me, Jaymes Mansfield, bringing you yet another doll video. Oh my gosh, you guys. As you all know, I am a doll collector, but now I'm also a doll maker. Yes! We've been dabbling in 3D printing, honey, and let me just say, I've gotten pretty advanced in my short time doing this. I think I started maybe roughly close to January of this year, and now we are making fully fledged dolls, and I'm so excited to launch my new campaign of making dolls based off of popular characters. Yes, instead of wigs, we're also doing dolls as well. Hexgen, be afraid. Be very, very afraid, okay? She's gonna see this and be like, no one was moved. Anyways, I'm so excited to bring you my next beautiful doll that I've worked really, really hard on. This is a labor of love because it's based on a character I absolutely adore. That would be the pretty guardian herself, Sailor Moon. Yes. Oh my God, you guys. When I tell you, me and Miss Sailor Moon, we go way back, okay? I remember watching this girl when she was airing at 3 a.m. on public television, okay? You had to work to watch Miss Sailor Moon back in the days. And then Toonami, she was always in a death slot. Do you ever notice that? They would always put Sailor Moon on at the most worst times ever. But Dragon Ball Z always got front and center for some reason, even though it's like 8 episodes of them just sitting there in one battle if anyone cares. But yeah, Sailor Moon always resonated with me. I can't really figure out why. I wonder why me as a little gay boy really resonated with a show filled with gorgeous girls in bright, colorful costumes that, you know, talked about makeup and boys all the time. Why would I be so interested in that? The world may never know. Anyways, I knew I had to do Miss Sailor Moon right, so I broke out my 3D modeling program, Nomad Sculpt, and I got to work. I got to work on the hands. I'm using the Classique body, as you already know, which is available at jaymesmansfieldbeauty.com. The Classique doll body. Yes, gorgeous, based on wonderful dolls from the 1950s, giving off that vintage aesthetic with a modern twist. So, I knew I had to do Miss Sailor Moon right, so I decided we're going to do custom legs and custom arms for this project. So, when it comes to Sailor Moon, she has these like elbow length gloves. I don't know what these red things on the gloves are, but they look really cool. I guess they're supposed to be like the rolled over like parts of the glove or something. Does anyone really know? Did the creator ever explain this? But yeah, she's got these 2 red parts of the glove they had to custom make. So I did that in the 3D program. I custom made gloved arms for her, molded on just like the adventure dolls I had growing up. And let me just say, there's a complicated history when it comes to the Western world and Sailor Moon dolls. Let's just say the dolls we got here in the West are, for lack of better words, really freaking ugly. Okay, they are just ugly dolls. They look like dogs, all right? They do. They look like those long-haired dogs, the show dogs. Yeah, that's what they look like, this doll right here. Ugh. I mean, they got a little better when Bandai took over, and they got a little bit better. I'll say this, but I always feel like they look like Betty White. Tell me it's not like looking at Betty White, okay? Put her in a bubble cut in a blue business suit, it's Betty White. Give her some cheesecake, baby. Anyways, I knew it's only up from here, okay? You can only go up with this doll because truly it's a very low bar as far as like making a pretty Sailor Moon doll goes. And let me just say, it was a lot of fun doing this project. I know it was a big undertaking, and I was also doing this doll while I was on tour in Colorado. So I was working on it in the airport. Like, believe it or not, I'm sitting there at the airport, undoing yarn and creating wefts. People are looking at me like I'm crazy. I didn't care because I had a mission. I knew I had to make a Sailor Moon doll and I had to make her right. So I sat there and combed out all of those wefts while waiting for my flight. And I knew I had a little bit of the day to myself before the big Pride Festival where I did not have any time for myself. So I spent the whole night working on the doll and doing the face up proper. Now, this was my first time doing a face up this way because I normally do the vintage, like Vild Lily style face where it's just like the black irises, little pouty lips and some blush and whatnot, and you move out in your life. Sailor Moon takes a little bit more undertaking. So I used Nomad Sculpt and 3D molded a tiara onto her face. Yes, the tiara is 3-dimensional. It's on her face. It is a custom faceplate for Miss Sailor Moon. Only the best for our girl. And I had to marry the two of these looks together. I wanted to take vintage dolls and anime and combine the two. It kind of ended up looking like the late 60s Barbies, which I was thrilled with. I was like, okay, this could work. Like, as soon as I started experimenting, I was like, okay, girl, we're on to something here.
Okay, this is my final update for the night. This is how far I got. We got the pigtails all done, the fringe, the start of the little balls. I'm going to still play around with the hairstyle a little bit, but I think she's going to come together really, really cute. I just got to make the little barrettes, but she is giving Usagi or Serena, depending on which one you watch. And I know tomorrow the sailor outfit gets delivered to my home, so when I get home from Colorado, I can dress her and finish this video off. But check her out. I'm really, really happy with how she came out. The only things I really have to do now is I gotta fix her choker a little bit. And I think I might add little moons to her boots right here. But the boots are super cute. Like, these worked out really good. I actually molded them in the program along with the gloves. I did the little 3 ovals as you saw before. And I also molded on a tiara to her forehead. It's 3-dimensional. Check that out. I think she looks super, super cute. And it's unlike any of the dolls I've done before. It just goes to show, like, this look and shape of doll is really versatile. You can really do a whole lot with it. Also, there's a bit of transfer that came over from the glove because I didn't seal them beforehand. So I'm going to take some acetone and take that off. But she's looking pretty cute. Check out this face. Like, come on. I am so happy with how everything came out. Oh my God, I am obsessed. Now to go to bed because I have a gig tomorrow, so I really have to actually get some sleep. But I'm so proud with how everything came out. Like, the back of the hair, it looks really good. Like, I'm telling you, it looks like pigtails, which is what you want. Awesome. All right, talk to you guys soon.
The face up came out really, really cute. I was very happy and pleased with my results from it. Now, the next hurdle I was going to face was the hair. Now, if you know anything about Sailor Moon, she's one of those characters that has a hairstyle that's instantly recognizable. You see the silhouette, you know exactly who this character is. So you cannot mess up the hair. The fandom will eat you alive, and they're already very ravenous as it is. So I knew I had to do right by our girl, or else I'm never going to hear the end of it. I'm already going to get some flack for doing her on a Western style doll. But I digress. So, I had a vision and I knew I absolutely had to see it through. Now, for doing this, I was going to do a mixture of 2 things. Now, I was really inspired by this old doll from the 1960s from Barbie's line called PJ. And she was one of the first dolls that had, like, ponytails. And when you've ever seen a vintage PJ, when you take her hair down and separate it, she's just bald on the sides, okay? It's just rooting all around in a circle like that. So I knew there's a way I could do this if I just flipped it and reverse it, where instead of ponytails down here, I do pigtails up here.
Okay, so I did the hair on it. I glued it in. I had to do something a little different. I had to basically create, like, I think it's called a thatching, where you just reverse the hair. Like, I glued it on one way. So it's glued on like that, you can see. And then you fold it over. And that helps create, like, the ponytail effect without having to, like, do the whole head. Because with this, it's basically just doing, like, 2 ponytails, like a vintage Barbie style, to create the pigtails. And yeah, I'm just going to tie that up and brush it through. But that's her hair. Pulled down a little bit more for the bangs. But she's looking really, really cute, I have to say. I'm very pleased with how she came out. I did something a little different with the face. I'll show you in the light. So, the face, I went a little more anime with it. It's almost like vintage Barbie meets anime. I think it came out super, super cute. Hell yeah. I just gotta add a little bit of glitter into the eyelid, but other than that, she's coming out very much like vintage Barbie meets Sailor Moon. I'm so excited for you guys to see this final result. I'm gonna fuss around with the hair a bit more and also figure out how I'm gonna do the dumpling heads or the meatball head.
So I just took it down, I reversed the pattern. I did something I believe is called thatching, where you go crisscross applesauce back and forth on the head to create a sort of an illusion of a hairline happening in the back. Like the hair is splitting together like that. You're like Kamehameha. Several third-degree burns later from hot glue, I have the hair all assembled on the head. And I know I have to leave a little bit out for the bangs and just get up in ponytails, and we'll worry about it later because now we have to do the space buns. Now, girl, I was racking my brain trying to figure out how to do these stupid space buns. I initially tried to do it with the hair that was on the head. That was not working, okay? I then tried to wrap up some pom-pom balls from Michaels. They were way too big. It looked absurd.
Okay, so it's time to make our little moon balls. I have here a pom-pom, and I have some stray hair, some like yarn. I'm just gonna roll it up like that. And basically, we're basically like felting it, if that makes any sense. I already made one. I'm still working on shaping it, but yeah, I'm going to take that and then roll it up with a little bit of hair from the pigtail so that it creates the look, and then super glue it in. Okay, so we're gonna pivot. So these ended up being way too big for the head. So I ended up taking a little bit of this and just rolling it up into a ball. And then I wrap it up in the hair here to create the space bun, and that looks more appropriate. I can put a little barrette on top of it. So that's our pivot, that's our change, and I think it looks a lot better, like with her fringe. I feel like that's gonna give a better result.
And voila, girl, we had space buns. I just used some hot glue dollops and painted them red, and we had our barrettes, and voila, her hair is done. I also had to break out some of the hair tools for this. Girl, I had to use a flat iron on this hair because for some reason it just came out super wavy. And while that's cute,
wavy ain't Sailor Moon's hair, okay? Sailor Moon has long, straight pigtails.
I'm quoting the fan base now. This is what they'll say to me if it's not right. Look,
Sailor Moon has long, straight pigtails. There is no wave in her hair. She may have a flick at the end, but that is all we'll allow.
yeah, I already knew. It's intense. It's meaninglessly intense. So I knew I had to do right by Miss Diva. So her hair is right. It is laid. It is looking correct. I had the custom made boots, which I had already done previously because I've been playing around with Nomad Sculpt for a while whenever on airplanes. I was just making custom shoes. So I had made these shoes in this shape with like the triangular boot, not really knowing what I was going to do. Is like, in case I decide I ever want to do custom dolls, at least I have these files on hand. So luckily, this came in handy today. They're exactly the boots I needed for this, the little red go-go boots that I could have the little white stripe on top. Perfect. Now, all we have left is dressing her. Now, Sailor Moon has an iconic outfit, and I was initially going to commission having one made, and then I realized, wait, I'm pretty sure the dolls from the 90s will fit the doll I have now. Because I've seen a couple like different customs of her on like Barbie from the 90s, where the outfit looks like it fits her perfectly. So I bought from eBay a Sailor Moon doll, the Bandai from 2000, and she was actually pretty in good shape. I'll show you. I took her outfit off. Her outfit has been mopped, all right? I mopped her outfit. But yeah, like I said, she looks like Betty White. Tell me otherwise, okay? Prove me wrong. I mopped her outfit because it's actually the same scale as the doll I needed. So it was perfect. Now she's just kind of naked with gloves and boots on. I have the perfect outfit for the doll that I did not have to do any alterations on, thank goodness. Now, without further ado, I think it's time we show off our final result. Voila! It is Sailor Moon! Look at her. I am so pleased. Now, when it came to the outfit, I totally mopped the outfit. And I also mopped the choker off the doll as well. Because I initially painted it on and I did not like the way it looked. It looks so sloppy and so gross. Like, if I was going to do this again, I probably would 3D model it onto the neck. But we were already so far in the build that it's like, girl, work smarter, not harder. But yeah, I think she turned out great. Honestly, I kind of wish I had like the little moon wand. But look at her sassy ass boots. And her face up is so pretty. I am so pleased with how she came out. Like, honestly, I feel like this is like the Sailor Moon doll of my dreams. Because I remember getting those Sailor Moon Adventure dolls for my birthday because those were the few dolls I was allowed to have. Even though my mom fought tooth and nail because it had brushable hair. She really did not like the brushable hair part of this. But my dad was actually the one that's like, we're going to get them for him because it's going to make him happy. So we got the Sailor Moon dolls. And I remember opening it initially and being a little disappointed by her face. Like, her face is not cute. But the fact I had a doll that was Sailor Moon, I looked past it and just enjoyed what I had. That's my memory attached to it. And as far as it goes, it's only up from here. You can only make the face better. And now I think the reason I really resonate with Miss Sailor Moon is because watching it back for this video, girl, this show is so gay. It's so gay. Like, there's lots of queer characters. There's lots of sapphic desire and love in the show, as well as like Sailor Moon herself kind of gives off like bisexual icon vibes. Like, she gets girl crushes on Sailor Mars, Sailor Jupiter, Sailor Uranus. Like, she's got her moments where she's like, oh, okay. Also a little bit Polly with her and Darian and the guy that runs the arcade. It's like, she fully said in one episode, it's like, I could just date them both. I'll take them both on. I'm hardcore. Oh my God. But I just say, I love Miss Sailor Moon, and I'm so glad I get to have her in my collection now. A custom Sailor Moon dolly just for me. Now, this was so much fun to create. Now, be sure and watch my more technical video on It's Just Jaymes, okay? Where I break down all the aspects of how I created this doll. Every pore, every sore, okay? We get into depth about the creation. As well as you get to watch me put on my rugged straight boy voice. Now, if there's any doll you want to see, be sure and leave them down below. I'm always listening. I'm always looking for new ideas for dolls to create. If you like this sort of video, be sure and share with your friends and let them know, look, this bitch just made a Sailor Moon doll. All right? Now, thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, I'll see you all in the live streams. Bye.
Click here and watch me transform bootleg Jessica Rabbit wig from Spirit Halloween. Or watch my latest YouTube video. Come on, click it, you know you want to. If you don't click it in the name of the moon, I'll punish you. So click it.